It's thinking we are live. Now I have to go live on Instagram. I can still hear you. I can still hear you. All right. Jenny, ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Lock it up. You're listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Grow Clinton is a 501c6 nonprofit economic community development and tourism organization based in Clinton, Iowa. For more information, visit growclinton.com. Again, that's growclinton.com. Now, back to the show. What's happening, all you amazing people out there in Clinton, Iowa, and the surrounding area? Thank you for tuning in to episode 109 of the Grow Clinton podcast, recorded on the second day of May 2025. I am your host, Andy Sokolovich, President and CEO of Grow Clinton. As always, joined by Jenny Home from our office. Jenny, what's happening?
Right now, to my left are two of the busiest people I've ever met in my whole life.
Wow.
I know.
Does that include me?
No.
Oh, I thought you meant
You're
Sean.
the boss.
Sean.
You're the boss.
On the boss.
Yeah.
Yes, we're very excited about today's episode. We get to highlight a brand new venue here in Clinton, Iowa, which I'm always excited about. But you know what else gets me just completely pumped and jazzed, Jenny?
I'll guess. No, go ahead and tell them.
High-speed fiber internet. That's right, folks. The Grow Clinton podcast is powered by Miles Communications, offering high-speed fiber internet, television, and telephone services. Check them out. milestelephone.com. Again, milestelephone.com. If they're not in your neck of the woods, they are on their way. milestelephone.com. Great show today, Jenny, and some great guests.
I think so too. And it's right now, I'm just realizing that I remember sitting in church and watching these two as little kids.
Okay, we weren't going to go there.
It's true.
But when
It's the truth.
when was this? Circa what?
Well, we're only 20, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me when it was.
I've celebrated both of your 40th birthdays, so
Oh, yeah.
that was a lie. No, we have Sean and Lindsay in the audience and the guests on the podcast today. Not only are they excellent business owners and do a lot for our community, but they're two of my best friends. So this is very exciting to have the opportunity to interview them and learn about the Copper Mill, a
it's
brand
exciting.
new bar and grill and event center coming to Clinton, Iowa. So Jenny, do you know where this is at? The Copper
Yes,
Mill?
I do. It's out by the hotel.
Okay, got to be more specific than that.
Wild Rose is right out in that area.
It's the former Gill's Ballroom.
That's
on the
right,
west
former
side of
Gill's-
town,
I-
right by the Wild Rose Casino.
Yes, I got a question. Bar and grill, is that open all the time then? Or is it just the event center?
We're going to get there. We're going to get
You're
there.
getting there.
We are going to wow you with some information.
Oh, I can't wait.
So, Sean, Lindsay, thanks for joining us on the podcast today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So, the Copper Mill, tell me about this new bar, grill, event center here in Clinton.
It is a revival of a bar and grill and event center. Some people probably remember it was maybe Kitty College for a little
Yes.
while and DJs prior to that. And then before that, it was Gill's Ballroom. So circa 2005, my uncle and his good friend, George Lemke, decided to do an establishment on the west end of town, which was actually before Valley West Drive was ever there. So it was kind of a hard to get to back in the day. Lindsay and another partner of ours, Cody Seeley, got to talking one day and went through it on a Sunday, I think it was, and happened to give me a call. And we decided that maybe we should revitalize the ballroom and start a bar.
Yeah.
Get to talking. I
Well,
get to talking
you know,
to
this
people and I
is-
don't buy buildings.
Well, it was more
That's
like
crazy.
Cody saying, Lindsay, go meet me at the building and show it to me.
Wow.
So, Lindsay, this is not your first rodeo owning a bar and event establishment here in Clinton. You are also the owner and proprietor of the Rusty Barrel, located on the 200 block of 5th Avenue South.
Yes.
And
Correct.
correct.
So these are
Andy's good with facts. He's good with
Wow.
facts.
Fact.
Verified. That was verified.
so the Copper Mill, again located on the west end of town in the old Gill's Ballroom. What is the timeline for opening? And I know you're going to be doing a phased approach. What can we expect as future customers of the Copper Mill?
So first, the bar will be open. We will announce that date next week, probably early next week. So we have a Facebook page. It's Copper Mill Clinton. Follow it. We'll post all of our announcements on there. And then once the bar is up and going, we're going to add food. And then we'll do the event center. And then we'll see what happens after that.
And you're getting bookings already, right?
We are, yeah. Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
it's,
Wow.
like
How
Lindsay
big is
said,
the event center?
It's right around 4,000 square foot.
So not
Yeah.
small.
No,
Very large.
capacity wise, there's capacity. I think our placard was going to be just under 400, but
Mhm.
you know,
That's good
there's a
size.
bar back there too, and there's kind of a little coat check-in area. So there's some space there that will have that'll probably eat into some of the banquet
Yeah.
space. But
So community events, wedding receptions, the whole nine.
yeah, absolutely.
Now, what is your plan? Because at one time there was like an RV campground back there. Is that part of the Copper Mill, and are you bringing that back?
So there's an additional parcel that is part of the property that we purchased. So there is there will be a phased approach to do something with that that piece of land that abuts our property. That is our property. So that will probably be launched here in the next month. Once we get through all the final pieces, we'll do an announcement on that as well.
I love all the ideas. I mean, I have, like I said, I have conversations with people. I don't go out and start businesses and things like that, but it kind of, I mean, it's so cool how you do that. Then you go and you think of something else to go along with it. I mean, how do you get these inspirations?
We have screws loose in our.
Okay.
Something wrong with
I
us.
see. I do too, but I don't come up with this.
So,
Good
Lindsay,
stuff.
at the Rusty Barrel, I know that you have a variety of drink options. You're known for like your martinis and all that other great stuff. What can we expect on the menu at the Copper Mill? Something similar, different?
It'll be simpler. No,
Simpler?
Yeah, no martinis. We'll have, like your normal mixed drinks, draft beer, bottle can beer.
Good old bar. That's what I like. Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple signature drinks we're working on right now, kind of themed.
Mules.
Yep. So
Yeah. Now, the Copper Mill, how did this name come to be?
wow. So we're located next to Little Mill Creek, so we wanted to kind of tie in Mill Creek, Little Mill Creek, and then snowball from there, I guess.
We
Yeah,
were thinking about
sounds good.
decorations, and we liked the copper color, and we got the ceiling tiles that are copper, and then we're like, we'll kind of have to incorporate that in our name now because we went all out with it.
Now, you guys had to
And-
do a lot of work to this place because
Mhm.
I had the opportunity to walk through after you first purchased it. And as you alluded to, it was a former daycare center. So there was a lot of, false walls peppered out throughout the building to create different rooms. So you had to do a lot of demo. I believe you're tearing up the carpet. The bar side needed a lot of TLC. And from the time that I visited initially to when I came back to check things out, probably about a month, 6 weeks later, huge difference. You guys put in a lot of work and it shows.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say, the nice part about the walls is they weren't structural, so it was nice we could get those down easy enough. A lot of the bar side, which we didn't really have to do, we had a lot of work there, but it wasn't like huge construction style work. It was a lot of, like you said, TLC. The bar was there existing. We're using the same bar that my uncle and his partner brought back from Andover. If anybody remembers Gill's from
Yes.
Andover, that bar is the original bar that was out at Gill's in Andover. So it's
Very
still
cool.
there.
Mm-hmm.
And actually the other half of that bar will not be on the event side. We have a different bar there, but you know where the other half of that
Yeah.
bar is sitting
Yeah.
at over on Beaver Island.
It's on
So,
Beaver Island. It's
Yeah.
very interesting, and it's just a bar
Yeah.
in Beaver Island. So
Yeah.
it's not whatever. So tell me a little bit about the food option. Now I know you're going to slow roll that introduction as part of the business. Food is a whole different dynamic for a bar to adopt. What are your expectations regarding timeline?
Well, we need to get all the kitchen equipment still.
Oh, yeah, that helps.
It won't be like next week or
Yeah.
the week after that for sure. Once we get the bar open, that's what we'll look at next. So I would say give us at least a month, probably. And then, we want somewhere where you can come have a good steak.
Ooh, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because
really?
I was just a gentleman who is involved in Atlas Roofing Corporation, called me. He flew into town. And he was like, where do I go to get a really good steak? And I provided him with a few of our member businesses, but there's always room for more. So that's exciting.
I like this because when I go to talk to businesses, a lot of times they say, you know, there are great places to eat here, but it's so strange that we live right in Iowa, just a couple miles from farms and things like that. We do not have a dedicated steakhouse. So that is so cool.
Yeah.
And also, Sean, I remember your dad and I remember George Lemke, and both movers and shakers, businesses of their own. They never do anything halfway. Lindsay's the same way. So this is going to be a great event center.
Yeah, we're very excited for you guys. When's the grand opening?
We'll announce that next week. We've got a few last minute things that we're working on, and
Yeah,
hopefully sooner.
running a business is no joke.
Yeah.
Not.
It is a difficult process, and there's what I find funny, and I'm speaking not from experience because I don't own a business, but I work with a lot of people who do. And what I find is as you continue to peel back the layers, logistically, there's a lot of things that are often missed, and then you have to scramble to make corrections or repairs before you can hang that shingle and say we're open. So I'm very excited for the opportunity to come and cut a ribbon at the Copper Mill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. You know, really big shout out to, I mean, I would say as we got into this, we found some things that were not viable, like the fire sprinkler system. That was a big piece of this. City Clinton worked with us on kind of getting things in order to get occupied in a phased approach. So that was very good. And we had a good plan in place to do that. So they were able to kind of walk us through each step. You know, we're going to have an outdoor patio. So we had the outdoor service area that had to go through the zoning board of appeals just to make sure that was okay. So that they'll have a little outdoor patio there as well. So they've been able to stair step us through the whole process, which has been nice.
Are you through the hiring process already?
I don't know, Lindsay, that's all up to you. No.
We're almost there. You'll see a lot of the bartenders from Rusty Barrel out there.
Okay.
So I would say we probably have about 6 of them
Well,
that
that's
want to do
good.
dual. Yep.
Nice.
Which are great. If you hire anybody new, just make sure their name's Jenny, because that's
We're down to
Hey.
one Jenny.
we only have one Jenny now at the Rusty.
I'm open on the weekends.
There
All
you go.
right.
I'm sure they're looking for some help.
I'll do it.
So one of the things that I'm also excited about is the location, mainly because, like Sean alluded to earlier, Valley West was not there when the original building was constructed and opened up as a bar or event center. But now it is peppered with condos from both, Valley Bluff townhomes as well as the landing. So perfect walking distance for people that just want to go outside, enjoy the fresh air, walk to the Copper Mill, have a nice little cocktail, some good food, and walk right back home. So that's awesome because you probably have, I'd say around 1,500 people right there in your own backyard that reside there. That's great.
Yeah, and we are going to do something special for the people who live around there. I think, what are we calling it? The Copper Club.
Oh.
Something like that, where we'll hopefully, give them an incentive to stop by more often because they
very
are right
cool.
there.
Now, how do I navigate? I always wonder this. How do I navigate from the casino to the Copper Mill?
So
Because there's a
there's
little
a s-
water
there's a
through the
li-
stream.
There's a little waterway, and there was a bridge put in. I say a bridge, but it was some wood planking kind of bridge that went over like a little. Actually, the city has put in like a storm sewer connection through there now. It was never there before, but this bridge kind of gets you over to there. So we'll kind of talk to the casino and see if that's still a viable option that we can kind of spruce up for them, so we can get people to and from. Kind of make it easier for those that are in the apartments and condos to get over there as well.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, not only the apartments, condos, the Wild Rose, the Hampton Inn. That's a sweet spot to be for foot traffic. So kudos to you guys for making that investment and creating the Copper Mill.
It's actually kind of nice, to see when we're out there working, there's just tons of people walking their dogs and just kind of taking a walk around the area now that there's, some activity going on there now. So it's kind of neat.
All right, very good. Well, Lindsay said check them out on Facebook, Copper Mill Clinton, and you'll be posting when the grand opening is and everything like that.
Yep, probably early next week we'll make a post.
Very cool. Is there anything else you want our listeners to know before we close out this show?
I will say we should probably give a shout out to Scott Levine. coming up with that little Copper Club name.
Don't give him a shit.
He'll be all over me if we don't give any credit for this.
Okay.
It was all his idea.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Scott Levine.
Okay.
for
So
coming
now we
up
don't
with
have
the
to give
Copper
him any
Club.
drink chips. He just
Yeah.
shout out on all the socials.
You're ahead
he
of the
drinks
game.
cheap beer. That's an
Yeah.
easy one. All right. Well, thank you so much for your continued investment, not only in the community of Clinton, but also in Grow Clinton. We appreciate your membership, and we will do everything in our power to make sure that your business continues to grow and be a success. And we look forward to cutting a ribbon at some point out there. And if there's anything you need, please reach out and contact us. Okay.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yep,
Oh,
Jenny.
Megan at AdCraft, if you're watching, this is not a truly.
Oh,
This is Nalani.
yeah.
Stay chill, my friends.
Yeah,
Stay
there you
chill.
go. That's awesome. You gonna get some Copper Mill swag?
Oh,
We
yeah.
are. We've got shirts.
I
But
have
no
I
koozies
have
yet.
a collection of Rusty Barrel gear. People probably think I'm sponsored, so I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to mixing that up with some Copper Mill stuff along the way.
Nice.
Yeah, Jenny, what do you got going on the rest of the week?
I'm
Wait, hold on.
Friday.
It's Friday.
But I can tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get my grandkids in Cedar Rapids, and then they're going to run me ragged until Sunday. I can't wait.
Well, Grandma, have fun with that. Is
I
it
will.
Grandma? Do you go by Grandma? Gigi? What is it?
Okay, there's a little story behind this. The other side of the family, my son-in-law's side, is right from Sicily.
Mhm.
They call Grandma and Grandpa Nona and Nono. For some reason, my grandkids, when they were real little, got it confused. So we're Nona and Nono, and the other ones are Grandma and Grandpa.
Mm.
I don't know what happened, but I go with it.
That's different.
Yeah, I know, but it's different.
Well,
But
good.
I
so
love
you're
it.
Nona?
Nona.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Steve's no.
That's cool as well. But fitting.
He's used to
fitting.
hearing it.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for tuning in to episode 109 of the Grow Clinton podcast. Just a reminder, Grow Clinton is a nonprofit organization. We do not exist without the support of our investors. So if you're interested in becoming a member of Grow Clinton, whether you want to join as an individual, a small business, or a large business, or just another organization looking to get into the fold, we're always here to help. You can find us at growclinton.com. Call us at 242-5702 or visit our office, 721 South 2nd Street, right underneath the South Bridge. It's a big brick building. You can't miss it. Again, I want to thank Miles Communications for powering the Grow Clinton podcast. They're an amazing supporter and doing some great things to support high-speed internet throughout the Clinton community. My name again, Andy Sokolovich. Until next time, everybody, enjoy your weekend and stay awesome. See ya.
Thank you for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on all your socials. Until next time, see ya.
All right, we're still live. So let me stop this. Yeah, good job, guys.
We didn't break the server.
Hold on.
It'll happen. Don't worry.
Grow Clinton
I have the funniest memory about you.
podcast 109.
I just remembered it.
All right, let me close out. Yes, we are. So let's
Well,
close.
one time.
Everybody's getting behind the scenes of
No,
what
no,
happens
no,
here
no.
after the podcast closes. All right, see you, everybody.